Good morning, everyone. This is Lynn Sugiyama speaking on behalf of the Arizona Buddhist Temple here in Phoenix, Arizona. Well, thank you for always watching us. Today, we're here to commemorate our March Shotsuki Hoyo. This is the time that we remember our loved ones who have passed away during this month of March. Also, let's remember the many lives lost during the 2011 March earthquake and tsunami that hit Japan. Without further ado, let me go ahead and read the list for March Shotsuki Hoyo. This is in loving memory of Joseph Allman, Jacqueline Minato Brooks, Makino Fuji, Kimie Hashimoto, Kiyosada Hashimoto, Grace Sachiko Hayashi, Kenneth Hayashi, Akiko Hennessy, George Hirasawa, Heishichi Hisahara, Kenneth Masao Hisatake, Michiko Janet Ikeda, Tamotsu Tam Ikeda, Chieko Ishikawa, Tam Shoichi Kadamoto, Mitsue Kamada, Hiroshi Kawamura, Maki Kawata, Yoshiju Kimura, Heiichi Kuhara, Koko Matsuda, Teruko Matsuda, Hisashi Matsutani, Robin Ellen McCord, Marian Haruko Miyamoto, Haru Mochizuki, Hayano Mori, Setsuko Murakami, Kimie Nomura, Masako Okabe, Tam Ikuo Okuma, Matsutaro Ozaki, Manuel H. Para Jr., Itsu Shigefuji, Yoshihiko Shimizu, Michiko Taguchi, George Takemori, Junichi Tanabe, Seiko Yamamoto, Tam Yano. This is the list that we have. If any person has been left off, we apologize, but please let us know and we will make sure that this name has been added to our list. This is the list that we have for March Shotsuki Hoyo. Please join me in Gasho. Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namandaps. Next, let's listen to the Dharma talk given by Reverend Gregory Gibbs from the Pasadena Buddhist Temple. So please listen and please have a good day. Thank you very much. Namandaps.
Good morning. Thank you for viewing this service. We're recording, Alan Goto, my wife Kyoko Okura Gibbs and I are recording this Dharma message for the Arizona Buddhist Temple for your Shotsuki Hoyo service for this coming Sunday, March 14th of 2021. And I thank Lynn, Michael, and Von Sensei Tachi for actually officiating this service, reading the names, which is so important, the names of those to whom we dedicate this service, and being good enough to include my Dharma talk here within it. This again is your Shotsuki Hoyo service, your monthly memorial service for the month of March here in 2021. I lost my cousin, Stephen Hayes, in March of 2012. He was a wonderful, charming, dear person. He lived 67 years. I wish it had been longer. Now this is, as I say, our Shotsuki Memorial Service for the Arizona Buddhist Temple for the month of March, so I should not go on to mention someone who passed away in February. However, Marvin Gaye and I did not make it playing by the rules. So I will, and I would like to, please allow me to express my condolences to Kathy Corella and to all of you at the Arizona Buddhist Temple for your recent loss of Bob Corella. Buddhists, in general, are not highly superstitious, and in fact, Jodo Shinshu Buddhists are rather notoriously not superstitious. So I'll mention that the last thing that Bob Carella said to me last time I saw him was, "I'll see you on Facebook." That was the second Sunday of February of last year, 2020. Just before the pandemic hit us, and due to the pandemic, I have not been back to the Arizona temple since then. And it was on Facebook on the last day of February, I believe, of this year, that I learned of Bob Carella's passing. Myself being 72 years of age, I would not see Bob as having been old enough at 74. But I have another reason besides Bob's charm and intelligence and his lovely voice. I have another reason for regretting his early passing. Bob, as you all know, was an accomplished martial artist, an expert kendo practitioner. Bob was an expert martial artist, as was Al Sadler, who you lost 2 years ago. Now, I participate a bit in martial arts, and I believe that physical training, physical culture like kendo and karate and tai chi and yoga, they do enhance the quality of our lives. And this is what aficionados of physical culture always say when someone who was fit most of their lives passes on rather early. We start to talk about how physical culture, how karate and tai chi may enhance the quality of our lives while we live. And they do. However, the truth is that physical culture, martial arts training, for instance, will usually add to our longevity as well. When we see accomplished martial artists like Bob Carella and Al Sadler pass away a bit earlier than the expectancy for gentlemen of their generation, it is disappointing. As well as being sad, it is disappointing. Besides being tragic in itself, their early loss disappoints us. We thought all that positive physical culture would have added years to their lives. We are saddened and disappointed. Martial arts training and other forms of physical culture will plant seeds of wellness and mastery and relative longevity. They will plant those seeds, but there are other factors in our lives. There are other factors in our lives, other causes at play that can overwhelm these positive influences, the positive influences of exercise and physical artistry. Life is hard for biological persons. Life is hard for humans and for other animals. Much of the time, life is hard and disappointing. And no matter how hard our lives may become, when they near the end, we feel that they're too short. We're very hard people to please. Life is too hard, but it's too short too. When you care about people, their lives always seem too short. Robert Carella's life was too short. Al Sadler's life was too short. My cousin Stephen Hayes' life was too short. All those to whom we dedicate this service, all those who passed away in the month of February in one year or another, they died too soon. And yet there was much goodness in those lives. In recent years here in Arizona, you've lost Alan Tang and Chuck Matsumoto at very early junctures. And Michiko Ikeda passed away 3 years ago. Did she pass too early? Mrs. Michiko Ikeda passed away 3 years and 8 days ago. 3 years and 8 days ago at the age of 95. She had a full, valued, and valuable life, but it was still too early. She still had more to do. My Aunt Katie passed away last year at the age of 101. It was too early for me to accept 101. If I'm going to complain that people pass too early at 95 and 101, I must really be some hard case. However, in this regard, in my inability to let go of people that I care about, no matter how long they live, I'm quite average. This is how we are. We're all like this. And that is because life is good. Despite the suffering, despite the many hardships and disappointments that our lives bring, life is the source of all goodness that we know. It's the source of all that we know that is good, life. Life is the source of beauty, kindness, gentility, warmth, caring. We are taught in Buddhist tradition that biological death is not the absolute end of all that we are. When, where might we meet our deceased loved ones again? The pure nirvanic realm of Amida Buddha flows into this room even now. With adequate sensitivity, I could meet my friends in this luminosity, even now. The luminosity of the Buddha's kindness that flows into this room. If I were sensitive enough, I could meet my friends here now. I could encounter Reverend John Delamy. I could encounter my colleague, Reverend Kakue Tada, both of whom passed away in recent years, the past several years. If I were sensitive enough, discerning enough, the reality of their subjectivity is flowing through this room just like mine is and just like yours is. In a real sense, all my deceased friends are right here amidst the Buddha's wisdom light. However, my eyes are still clouded by greediness, petty aversions, and dull-wittedness. At my death, the delusions, the aversions, and compulsions will all drop away. All that will just fall away. The Buddha's wisdom light will still be there, renewing my subjectivity. The Buddha's wisdom light will still be here, renewing my subjectivity, resuming my personhood in wisdom-compassion mode. In wisdom-compassion mode, the Buddha resumes my subjectivity, resumes my personhood. And I will then encounter my deceased colleagues, my late mother, my friends, Alan, Chuck, Al, Bob. We're all still here. No one has gone away. I'm going to retell you that koan. I've told you before, koans are not usually puzzles. They're just classic cases of teaching. They all come from China. And one of my favorite koans is that one exemplified by a painting at the Los Angeles County Museum of Fine Art. And this koan, about 1,000 years ago, this great teacher was working with a student who was almost seen the truth of interconnectedness, almost seen the deep oneness of all life. And they've been meditating, they've been studying, and he takes him for a walk out in the countryside outside the temple, and they come past a little pond. As they walk past the little pond, they startle these birds who all fly off suddenly. It's quite startling. The birds all fly off suddenly. And the student looks startled, which is a normal reaction. But the teacher looks at him and says, "What just happened?" And the student goes, "Well, the birds flew off." And the teacher reaches over and tweaks his nose, they say. Says to him, "Where did they ever go? Where did they ever go? Where did the birds ever fly off to? Where did Bob Corella go? Where did Michiko Ikeda go? Where is Al Sadler? Where is Alan Tang? They are all still here. No one has gone away. There is only one life we share together. We will wake up to this great life one day." It somehow sounds better to say this in Japanese sometimes, so let me tell you that there's only one life we share together, and in my own childish Japanese, that would be Okikute subarashikute jinsei bakari arun, daikai no yona jinsei bakari arun, betsu betsu no jinsei nai. There are no little lives. We think we live these little separate lives. My life here, your life there, Bob Corella's life here, Alan Tang's life over. No, it's one big flow. It's one luminous, deathless reality that flows through and is each of us and is all things. And we will wake up to this one day. Okikute, Subarashikute, Daikai no Yona Jinsei, Sona Jinsei, Bakari Adron. This is all that there is, this one life we share together. Each of our lives are movements within this one life. We will wake up. We will find comfort in this oneness of all life. Now, we have other ways of putting it too, Buddhists do. Buddhists have many, many ways of thinking about life and how our lives truly are. But today, I wanted to share with you my trust in the deep oneness of all life. This life that I'm living right now is not separate from my mother's life. This life that you are living right now is not separate from the lives of those who passed away in the month of February, this year, last year, from those who passed away in the month of March, this year, last year, the year before. This is our March Shotsuki Hoyo service. I've mentioned one passing in February because it was so recent. I've mentioned some of the losses that we've had in the past in the Arizona Buddhist Temple. Okikute, Subarashikute, Jinsei Bakari Adon. Daikai no Yona, Jinsei Bakari Adon. In English, the only language I actually speak, there is only one great, wonderful, ocean-like life. There are not separate little lives that we might be trapped in. You are not trapped in a separate little life. You are living this great, wonderful, transformative, ocean-like life that is all there is. There is only this one vast, incredible, amazing life that we are all sharing together. We will awaken thoroughly to what life truly is one day. We will awaken. We will awaken thoroughly to what this life is before too very long. We will find our loved ones in this life, the ones who have preceded us in death and those who have not. Is life hard? Well, sure it is. Buddhists admit that. Is life good? You bet it is. And there's more of it for all of us. Beyond the limits of our current lives, beyond the limits of our current understanding, there is a vast, luminous life that we all participate in. In the great, limitless life of Amida Buddha, we meet all of our loved ones. We will see all of them, and we will see all their dreams come true. These are the thoughts I wanted to share with you for the Shotsuki Memorial Service for March, for the Arizona Buddhist Temple. I believe this will be broadcast on the 14th of March, 2021. I thank you for your friendship and your support. I share with you the sadness of having lost some very good friends that we share. In closing, as you will, please join me in Gasho and in the saying of the Buddha's name. We rely upon the source of limitless wisdom and endless life. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.